Happy Thursday, and welcome to episode number 5 of Wake Up Riverbend. We have a special guest tonight. We have a local entrepreneur. This woman has an incredible resume, doing some incredible things in our community. Her name's Tabitha Schulte. She is the owner of Fitness for the Soul in Alton, Illinois. But before we get to her, let me bring in my better looking half, Katie.
Hey, Adam,
how you doing, Katie? Happy
doing
Thursday.
Good.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
How's your day going? I know you've
doing
you
good.
got a sick kiddo. I know you've been, being super mom, entrepreneur. Outside of that, how's everything going, Katie? Talk to me.
Everything's good. We've had a busy week. BioID is moving and grooving. We had a big day this last Tuesday with patients coming in for that, and it's growing, and it's our new business we opened this year. It's the bioidentical hormone. I've been wanting it in our clinic. That's kind of how we met, right? Was talking about hormones 5-6 years ago, something like that. So it's something I've been wanting to add, and it's finally came to fruition, and people are getting awesome results, and it just makes me feel really fulfilled to be able to add something else to our community like that.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. Let me ask you this. What's it doing as far as from a time standpoint? Are you able to, you're already got other jobs, right? You're running your chiropractic clinic. You're a mother to one, a husband or a wife to one. Like, how do you do it all? How are you balancing?
Yeah, and Tabitha, this will be great to talk with her about too. When you are a business owner and you know this, you have to find ways of passive income, because if you don't, there's only so many hours in the day. And we, as a massage therapist like Tabitha is, or a chiropractor like I am, you kind of reach that glass ceiling where you have given all the service you can for that day, and you have to find other ways to grow your business passively. So the amazing thing about BioID for me is it works well with our model, because I can help counsel the patient at the beginning. But then after that, in Illinois, I'm not licensed to administer medication. So we have nurse practitioners on staff that help take the load off of just me. So it's a great, way to grow your business. And as an entrepreneur, that multiple businesses, you can't be multiple places at one time. So private, small business owners have to figure out how they can add to what they have existing in order to continue to make it.
Yeah, absolutely. You use that word passive, and, I like to talk, here, I like to scream this from the rooftop, especially for our young entrepreneurs, our up and comers, our future CEOs, the future talent in our community. The name of the game is, let's not work our face off until we're 65 and then we retire, and then our health isn't great and we can't enjoy the fruits of our labor. The name of the game is to figure out, how do we work on our business and not in our business? And the name of the game is creating passive income, but you can't do it without people. It's about systems, processes, great products, but really it's about the people that you surround yourself with, right, Katie? I mean, can you do this by yourself, or do you need a stable of people like yourself?
Oh, you have to have a team, like Danny talked about on our last show. You have to have a family to work with you on stuff like this. And that's another great thing about small business versus corporate. Employees are happier. They're treated like real people in small business, and there's just a lot of room to provide our community with jobs for so many small businesses in this area, instead of going the corporate route. And Alton does a nice job of that. We have corporate, but we have a lot of small businesses in this area, Alton Godfrey area.
There's a lot of fantastic businesses. I've been on the road. I mean, it seems like, goodness, all month, the entire month. And, and I talk about Alton nonstop, and I brag on our community. I brag on our town. The amount of opportunity that surrounds us is unlimited. There's, for our young peeps out there, you just open your eyes. It surrounds us. There are so many opportunities right here in our local community. So let's do this. Without further ado, let's bring in the star of our show tonight. Let's bring in Tabitha.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hey, Tabitha.
How are you?
Hello.
Happy Thursday. Are you still at your office?
I am, yes.
Goodness.
We call this my home. I don't leave here.
Yeah. So you have an incredible local business, and I'll start, with somewhat of a shameless plug. Okay. So I've known Tabitha a long time. I own a business that's in the same building as her business. And over the last several years, I've watched you scale like insane amounts. Like I've seen you grow. And so not only have I gotten to know you over the last couple of years, several years, but I actually I do business with you.
Right.
So Jackie's my girl. That's who I get my massages, from. But I'll tell you that you have an incredible business that I've actually watched firsthand scale and grow.
Thank you.
Tell me, 12 years, you've been there for 12 years. Tell us a little bit, if you would, a little bit about yourself, your backstory. You're from Brighton. Tell us a little bit about you and kind of how you got to where you are now.
Well, I did. I grew up in Brighton, all the way through grade school and middle school. I planned on being a music teacher. I really killed it playing the clarinet. I was in the college orchestra as a sophomore in high school. That was kind of my jam. And then my family came home one day and said, well, we bought a house in Calhoun County and we're moving you to the Goonies. So you got to just kind of build a road to get to your house kind of thing. So they didn't have a music program out there. I kind of forced them all to go to competition and everything. And by the time I got to college, it really wasn't my passion anymore. So I did a couple of years just getting my general studies. And my dad called me right at the end of getting my associates and said, I just saw a commercial on TV for massage therapy, and that's where you need to be. And I said, I've never had a massage before. Why would you think that was where I needed to be? And he said, well, you're never happy unless everyone around you is happy, which is absolutely true. Your hands are always hot, and I need someone to massage me for free. So
Nice.
Off I went. I was the only person in class who had never had a massage before. And here we are. That was 22 years ago. So
now, do you get massages now? I mean, do you have somebody trade with you now?
Yes, I do trade with my girls, and I trade with some girls up in Jerseyville too. So,
But you don't go as much as you should, right?
Oh my God, girl, there is no time.
Right, I know that.
Now this is a perfect interview because, when I started going to a chiropractor, I went to a clinic that you would show up, you'd get a massage for 10 minutes or so, and then the doctor would come in and you would get your adjustment. So I was introduced to massage as I was getting adjusted. So Katie, I mean, there's got to be a ton of health benefits that surround massage therapy, right? You're the pro here, Katie.
Yes. I mean, Tabitha, how many people have I sent your way over the last 10 years? Tabitha and I actually used to work in the same building as well. She had a room whenever we were over at Bemis on Humbert Road. And I knew you we knew each other before that from the gym. And I've watched Tabitha completely transform not only her business, but her body, which I want to talk about a little bit too.
We're definitely going to talk about that.
But yeah, I mean, some people hear massage and they think relaxation. And 9 out of 10 times when I get a massage, I'm relaxing and it's nice and I enjoy it, but I am there for actual therapeutic needs. And so many people benefit.
I have clients who come in and they just say, I'm here to pay for my, biweekly torture, because their session is not all relaxation. They're like, I can't believe I pay you to do this to me.
I hear the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I've been
and it's good. And I use a lot of muscle work myself. We refer for muscle work and it works well together. Massage is not just good for musculoskeletal stuff, but other things, digestive stuff as well. So, that's a big thing, a mixed misconception. It is not just spa relaxation. And Tabitha saved me during my pregnancy, number one. She was awesome. She got me through it, all the post-pregnancy headaches. Tabitha is my girl. She's awesome. And so I've experienced some amazing changes, not only with my patients, but myself with her and her client and all of her massage therapists. I have tons of my patients that go to not just you, but because they can't get into you because you're too busy, which is good. But to go see your other girls. And your other girls I get awesome comments, and your place is beautiful. I love what you've done with that area. I grew up in those rooms with my dad at Nautilus, and
Yeah,
it's
they do look
beautiful.
like this.
No,
You
it does
have
not
done.
look like
Yeah, you've done an
It's
amazing
gorgeous.
job. One thing too, for our people watching, we don't talk about this enough. Share this out. All right. Our local people in our communities, share this out. The name of the game is share, love, support our business people in our community that are actually making a difference. Let me talk about this entrepreneurship. We talk about, I've been really speaking on that E word lately and how the word entrepreneur is kind of a sexy word. And a lot of people like to talk about being an entrepreneur and being a business owner, but you guys would agree it's probably not all, unicorns and rainbows every day, right? I mean, do we have some setbacks?
Yeah.
It's speaking of those setbacks, is you as the owner, and you've been in business 12 years and you guys are booked up. It takes, to get on Jackie's calendar, she's probably 8 weeks out. Like it takes me forever to get on her calendar. Maybe I need to
I
shop
actually
around.
have like anxiety. I have anxiety when I come out of my room with my client because I've got to now find another appointment for them to come back. And I'm like, I don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah. What are some of your biggest challenges? You got a successful business. Of course, you're booked out. Sounds like scheduling and being booked out could be a challenge, but talk us through a little bit about some of the other challenges you're facing in your business today.
Well, people, I think every business is going through this right now. Fortunately, I am absolutely not going through the not having productive people working with me. All of my independent contractors are absolutely amazing. They work their tails off and I don't have to talk to them or push them or anything. They do that all by themselves. So that is really great on my end, but just not being able to find more, that's why we have to book out, 4 to 6 weeks. And I know people get, aggravated when they try and schedule and stuff, but half the time, if we get you in, we're tacking on hours in the day that didn't exist, before they came in. And if you get that hour, would be that, because it does take away from family time and stuff. But that's probably the biggest challenge is just not having enough hands to go around. So
yeah.
So one thing I like about Tabitha that I know about her personally is that she's tried a few different things. And, I spent my entire my young adult years in school. So I've not really ventured out and tried so many things, but you have tried doing a ton of things. And Adam, you have too. And that is one of the things about being an entrepreneur is you have to dabble what works. I've had 2 businesses I've closed, how many times did you feel like you failed at something before you finally found this is it, this is what I'm doing, this is good? How long did that take you?
I failed before I even began with massage because I tried to get into it. We had just bought our first house. We needed an income and I got into it, but it is in no way stable in the beginning. And we've talked a little bit about my weight, but I was 100 pounds heavier than I am now. And the woman, it's kind of a weird thing is that she was a bodybuilder, the woman who ran the massage then. And I was, a smoker, 100 pounds heavier, 20 years old, no confidence, fresh out of school, trying to build a clientele. And I, would look at her and go, why would you come to me? That's just, and I ended up getting out of it. And I worked at the boat and I made explosives at Hanley Industries in Alton. I did odd jobs the whole time I was having kids and building a family. And then didn't get back in until 2010 when I was like, okay, all my kids are born. Now it's my turn. And then I jumped in head first.
Wow.
So
good for you. Katie, you brought up bodybuilding earlier. And I know, Katie, there's 3 of us on this call, 3 of us on this interview. 2 of us have actually done a bodybuilding show. 1 of us have not, and I have not. So you 2 are both health nuts, and Katie, you kind of I don't want to say you talk down to me, but you kind of put me in my place in my nutrition. You're not afraid. I'm actually, our viewers know, and my friends and family, I'm scared. I am scared to death of Katie. scared of very few people, but Katie's one of those people that terrifies me. But talk to me, Tabitha. Talk to us about bodybuilding. How'd that come together? I know you did a show. How did that come together?
Well, I started having some health issues actually, and I couldn't get it under control. And they started telling me that they thought I was hypoglycemic, and eating my food and eating every so often. And then Crazy JR was training me one day, and he said, you really could do a show. And I was like, shut up. Like, stop even saying things like that. I am not doing a show. And he would not let up. So he was like, you can do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And so I went and talked to a nutritionist, and I brought that up, would this help me? And of course, that's how you cure hypoglycemia, is by eating on a schedule and eating the right foods and, kind of leveling your body out. And so I went out, I think I went in there at like 180 pounds in November. And then our goal, where they told me I'd be at 138 pounds by April. And I had never really lost weight my entire life. And sure as heck, I was for the first time. And I actually didn't like it. I didn't like the stage, and I didn't like being that little, but I was empowered by the control I finally had over my food and over myself. And once I got that control, oh my gosh, the sky was the limit, because my business did better. I felt better. I, had more confidence in myself, and I, it just opened a plethora of other doors I didn't even know existed. So
that is amazing. Katie, I'm sure you can relate to that as well, right? I mean, you went through the same thing. I mean, how many of us? Yeah.
Jake quit drinking alcohol. He has not had one sip of alcohol in 6 years. And that was one of the decisions that we made to get healthy, was no alcohol. And that was about like the time that I did my first show too, and about 7 years ago. And it's life-changing. When you focus on your health, everything else in your life is better. 100%. Everything will be easier. Nothing is as stressful. And it's just better when you focus on yourself as well as your business. If you get too busy and you're forgetting about you, and you're not eating dinner till 9 o'clock and then drinking a half a bottle of wine every night, you're going to get in trouble.
Half a bottle? Why not a full bottle? Why are you going to be a rookie?
I mean, sorry, if I drink a half a bottle, I'd die.
So so Tabitha, Katie, you guys just talked about nutrition, how important it is, and the greats before us, the successful people in the world, they left the blueprint to a very successful and a happy life. I think as people, we want two things. I think we want to be successful, whatever that means for each individual. That is subjective to each individual, but we want success and we want to be happy, right? So what happens if we have all this success financially in our vocation and we neglect our health, mental, physical, and now we're retired with, I don't know if you're like Katie, probably have $100 million. So now you're retired and now you're unhealthy. What's that? I mean, what kind of a life is that, right? Could you imagine? And that's one thing I think a lot of us, we neglect it. We neglect it. The idea of that scares me.
People just don't even, the one simple thing that I try and tell people, because I personal train a little bit, I tell people, like, you get one body. That's all you get, is one. So you either take care of it and it lasts you as long as you can and you get to enjoy as many days as you can, or you choose to have, as much crappy food because it tastes good and you give in for today is today. I think I watched Dan's episode, and he was talking about today, the hard work, the not eating the desserts, the doing things like that is for your tomorrow. It's for you. You're not depriving yourself. You're giving yourself a gift by keeping those things out of your body. So,
yeah, I mean, amen to that. That was great. That was, first of all, incredible advice that you gave. And that Tabitha, I love that. And the thing is, I attended a conference, and Damon John from Shark Tank talked about one of his major goals, because he had somewhat of a health scare. And he talked about his new goal and his mission on this earth. And he said, is to walk all 3 of his daughters down the wedding aisle, like to make sure that he is able to actually physically be able to do that. And that really hit home to me several months ago when I got to listen to that. It's like, my goodness, I could not imagine not being healthy enough to walk my kids down the aisle. I mean, that just scares the living crap out of me, you know? So let me ask you this. Let's get right to the other side of this. All right. So what do you like to, what's your cheat meal? So you're healthy. What, you know, from an alcohol standpoint, food, whatever that is, what is your go-to, like, screw the world, woe is me, I've had a tough week, like, now it's time to party? Like, what does that look like, Tabitha?
You know, we were just talking about that today downstairs in the gym, because there are definitely better cheats than others. You know, there's foods that just absolutely destroy your body that people are out there eating. They don't count as one cheat. They count as like 10, and they will stay on your body for weeks to come. And then you're like, I'm working out like a crazy person, but it won't go away. You know, one of my really good friends loves to eat queso and tortilla chips. And I'm not talking a little bowl of queso. I'm talking a big bowl, you know, and it's like, gosh, you add fat and cheese and milk and chips and cheat I would choose, just because of how long that would stay on my body. So I've really tried to teach myself to like good food. So my cheats are boring. I love chicken wings. I was listening to Dan's post and going, oh my God, I need to go to Sports Tap because they have chicken wing night. You know, I love chicken wings, and I don't put any sauce on them. I don't need anything extra. It's just not something I would normally eat. And so, you know, and most people who know me know that I absolutely love tequila. And so if you have to pick an alcohol, tequila is actually like low calorically, you know, still going to hurt your body, but you know, you just pound the water and wash it off. You're good to go. So those are probably my 2 cheats. So
I am not, for the sake of my kids potentially watching this in the future, or my current customers that I love dearly, I'm not going to tell you my tequila story today. That'll be on another episode. So let me ask you this. I always talk, because I like to speak to our younger generation. You know, the reason Katie and I really are doing this show is to give back and to celebrate people in our community, celebrate small business, but to give our younger up and coming future CEOs a little bit of a kickstart, you know, because I didn't have that when I was starting in business. You know, it took me a couple of years to find mentors, but you know, in high school, I didn't have anybody that could show me the business path. In college, I think we can agree, we don't really learn how to run and scale a company. So what would you tell somebody that wants to be an incredible massage therapist, maybe a single massage therapist working somewhere, or maybe somebody that wants to open up something like you've got? What advice would you give that person?
Every client counts. You know, you are not allowed to have an off day there for them. It is about them from beginning to end, from the way you greet them with a huge smile on your face because they are your favorite person at that moment in time. That's where the service begins, and then actually listening and do what they need. Every client is a potential advertisement and someone who's going to go out there, because word of mouth, I mean, in service industry, I'm sure Katie can, you know, agree on this, is that word of mouth is gold. I mean, that is what gets you business, is people saying awesome and amazing things about you. And if, you know, something goes wrong and you make it right, you know, you have to make it right. So I think that's just the way is service. I mean, gosh, that's something that's missing in a lot of places right now. But
you
with
mentioned
massage,
earlier, sorry, there's a delay. That's why we cut each other. You mentioned earlier your training. So tell us what all you are doing now out of Nautilus or anywhere else. What are you doing now?
Well, I run the spa, and we do massage and paraffin, hot stone, cupping, you know, and everything there. We even do little mini facials. We also do eyelash extensions, which are pretty amazing. I have them on right now.
You do an amazing job at those. Those are my favorite.
They just really brighten your face up, and you don't have to wear makeup. I mean, what girl doesn't like that, right? I personal train downstairs. I try and keep it to about 10 training clients because it's an even split. Massage, eyelash extensions, and personal training for me split my work in 3. So I kind of just bebop around here. If you ever catch me in the hallway, don't try and talk to me because I'm usually racing to the next person. But tans too. So yeah.
So,
You know,
and we talked earlier before we brought you on the show about passive income. And so that's exactly, I think we've had so many conversations in the dark, mostly while I'm naked, about business. And that is something that I've loved about you, is watching you grow and realize, okay, I'm only going to get so far as my own person. How can I change this? Can I make this different? And you've done something around here that really nobody else has. You have more massage therapists in your facility and your spa than anywhere else around here has. And I think that's super cool.
High level too. You don't just have, you have really good massage therapists.
They're all amazing. And if I do lose somebody, if it's not because I let them go, and they've left, it's not to go somewhere else. It's to do something else, or, to change their lives. I really take pride in that, the people that I do have, and the people who have ventured on to different places or whatever, they never wanted to leave. I really want them to make money, because then that makes us money. Everybody has to make money in order for it to work. And like Katie said, and Adam too, my business doesn't work without them. Because I absolutely rub as many people as I can. I can't do anymore. So
yeah, I mean, having people like too, like Court. Because Court's going to be. We're going to drag Court on here, Katie, because Court's doing really good things.
Lord.
Without him, Tabitha, Katie, without Court, I'm on the road. The Martial Arts Academy would not run at the level that it's at, and he does such a great job. And we've got all these assistant coaches now that step up and help. Without them, it wouldn't be what it is. People over everything. Back in my mid-20s, running car dealerships, like, you felt like people were replaceable. You almost lived in the mindset. If you don't like it, there's the door. If you don't produce, see you later. It was like, let's not invest into them. And now I look back, it's like, that's a silly approach. Turnover cost us. I know you, Katie, it cost us more than anything, turnover. If I'm going to make a hiring decision, it's a business decision to partner. I don't use the E word. I don't like the word employee. I think it's a bad word. I want to partner with people, and I want them to have a mutual beneficial relationship within the business to stay forever. And investing into your people is the best investment we can ever make. Why do people not understand that, do you think, guys? Because that's an area that I see so many businesses fail, is not serving their people, investing in their people, and almost feeling like they're, replaceable. Why is that?
Well, and right now I different, mountain to climb as far as that goes, because turnover is hurting them in a different way. There's nobody behind them to take that spot. If we, fire somebody or let somebody go, it seemed like there was always somebody readily available to step into that spot. And so maybe you didn't feel like you had to invest in them. That's not the case. So is this a harder road? Probably, but are the gains better in the end? Probably. So, yeah.
Yeah. But what is your goal like long term? Like, do you have, what are anything new cooking? Is there anything you're allowed to talk about? Is there, what's new right now, Fitness in the Soul, over the next 12 months?
Well, we always strive to grow. I'm not good at sitting still. I drive my husband bananas 90% of the time, because he's like, would you just sit down? I'm like, nah, I'll sit down when I'm 80. I got things to do, so, Canada, and once it's approved, it'll allow me to be an accredited eyelash certification academy. So I'll be able to teach people how to do eyelashes, which benefits me and the community. So we have people doing it properly out there and really just putting out good work. More than once we've gotten work that we've had to repair, and it's really dangerous if you don't do it correctly. So that's what prompted me to get the school going, because it's really important that we get people who do it right.
That's awesome. Another little stream of revenue right there. Another little stream. I love it. Why Alton? So you started, 12 years ago. You've been doing this for 12 years now, which is insane. Why the community of Alton? Why'd you choose Alton, and how'd you lead to here?
Well, when I started the Wellness Center in Jerseyville 22 years ago, I couldn't make it work. And then and it was like this thing that just like hung out here, like you didn't make it, you went to school and you didn't do it. Shame on you. And that's going to plague you. I'm going to be 80 sitting in my rocking chair complaining about how I never did massage, and I was doing it on the side, but I wasn't making it work. And the Wellness Center, which I absolutely adore, they do massage there, but they're smaller, their business is smaller. And when we got a membership here at Nautilus, the person who sold us the membership saw massage therapy on the paper, our contract or whatever. And he's like, well, you're a massage therapist. Well, we've had people try and do massage therapy here before, but nobody's ever been able to make it. And I was like, and he's like, what's wrong? I said, I'm pretty sure you just said the magic words. Nobody else has ever been able to do it. Well, really stuck me in a closet downstairs, like table in there, catty cornered, couldn't walk all the way around my table. And I still was like, I am making it happen. So, and now we're upstairs and we got, 5-6 rooms, and we still have that room downstairs, but we use it for spray tans. And every time I go into it, I giggle because I just can't believe, I just cannot believe that's where I began.
You just progressively keep taking more and more space. Every time I come in there, Fitness for the Soul has taken up more of the upstairs. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to take up like down the hallway. Adam, they're going to kick you out soon.
Don't you dare come to Tabitha. No, those will be fighting words.
I told Brian when he brought me upstairs, I said, he's like, what's your plan? I said, I am slowly but surely going to take over this space one room at a time. He's like, but my office is back here. I said, well, I'm just going to kick you out. You just wait. And I did.
You did.
Yeah.
He's gone.
It's been so nice to watch your growth and just to see you creating more jobs, more opportunity. And you guys have such a really great reputation. I'm going to throw something at you real quick. So we didn't rehearse this part. Okay. So I want you to think about something. I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to pause, because I believe everybody should have their one word that describes themselves. So if you could just think real quick, what is the Tabitha word? If you only had one word and one word only, you maybe put it on your tombstone. What is that word that describes you?
Probably determination. I am endlessly determined to do anything I put my mind to. Like if something gets stuck in my head and it don't go away, and I talk to Matt about it, and like if I talk to him like more than one time, he's like, oh, here we go. Like she is not gonna quit until this happens. I mean, I just, training and my business and gaining confidence through the years. And if I look at the person I was 22 years ago, I mean, I wore my pajamas to work. Like
That's awesome.
No, you're not supposed to wear your pajamas to work. It was so bad.
It just sounds good though.
No, I don't care if I'm giving a massage. My clients wear their pajamas to work. I do not, or to get their massage. I do not. So I've definitely just been determined throughout my years, just and to share that determination with as many people as I can. Because I think there's a lot of people out there who are like, they might have a little bit of, let's call it motivation instead of determination. But they just don't act on it. Oh, I wish I could do this. Oh, I really want to do this. But they stay inside their little box when they just have no idea how exciting it would be if they would just, cut a hole try and move to the next level, because busting through that fear and just proving to yourself that you can do it, even if everybody else thinks you can't, is like unbelievable for your soul.
Yeah, it is. Katie, I don't know about you, but I know for me, I've never had anybody knock on my door and me answer and they go, Adam, you know what? I want to help you build your business. I want to help you grow to that next level. It's never happened. It's never happened for any of us. And here you said something that's pulling on my heartstrings a little bit, Tabitha, because I speak on this consistently. You know, there's a lot of, we all have really great talents. Like we're all very gifted at birth. God gave us something special. I believe it. It's irrefutable. So we all have incredible talent. Okay. So, but the problem is that most of us take zero action on those talents. So instead, you know, we live this life of conformity, playing it safe, people pleasing, status quo. We live this life never knowing because we never win. So like my biggest thing that I tell people is exactly what you just alluded to is take a risk, bet on yourself. The worst thing that happens is you fall on your butt. You reassess the situation. You get your ass back up. Pardon my language. First time I cursed on this show. Forgive me, Katie. I don't want to hear it. When we hang up this, I don't want you yelling. Okay. Get your butt up. Make a decision. No woe is me, because it's up to us to make something. And here's what I know. Like if it's not you, then who else is it?
Right.
Like, because if you don't go do it, somebody else is. And the idea of me, like honestly, like I'm dead, because I don't know if I'm going to make it to 50 or 60. Like I'm shocked I'm even here. But like the idea of me laying in my deathbed and just thinking about, oh, I should have made that deal. I should have talked to that person. I should have attempted that because I was good at that. I should have hedged my bets and I didn't. That idea of regret scares me to death. And so what I want to do is, the idea on this show too is to scare other people, to jump off the deep end. I mean, because the good stuff is on the other side of discomfort, you know? And so I'm glad you said what you just said.
Yeah. The woe is me. I smile. I'll do, you know, I will just really work as hard as I can to help other people feel better about themselves. But I really need to see them, you know, take those steps towards what they want. You know, like I'm going to help you, but I'm not going to do the work. I got to see that you got as much, if not more, invested as me, you know, because like personal training, I can train people, you know, 2 times a week, but once they leave me, if they're not working out and doing things on their own and trying to eat better or doing the best they can, they're not going to get anywhere. We've all tried to out eat or out work out a bad diet. We all wish that was possible, right? It's not.
I'm still working on it. I'm attempting it. It just isn't working out for me.
Katie's gonna tell you it's not possible.
Adam hears it from me all the time.
I don't want to hear it, man. Like I travel and they make you drink wine on the road. You know, you just said something that is so darn true. You want to help people that want to help themselves. You got 2 people. You got, you know, the car broke down on the side of 270 on the side of the highway, and you got somebody outside their car standing there with their thumb up wanting help. And then you've got that same scenario on 270 with that person behind their car, neutral pushing their car. Who do we help? We help the person that wants to help themselves. Right. And I find that too often that a lot of people aren't willing to freaking help themselves, you know, and that really bothers me. You know?
I don't think they know how. They, you know, want someone to fix everything. I fear for our children. I really do, because I feel like a lot of kids, teenagers, and the up and coming workforce, you know, and everything, they are like that. Something happens. Oh my gosh, I dropped a plate on the floor. What do I do? It's like they've never branched to that next. Oh, I clean it up and then I go get a new plate of food. You know, like it's easy connections for everybody who's been there and done that. But they really need to.
Yeah, we are actually. It's crazy how time flies. We're already at 40 minutes into this. So this has been a fabulous interview. Katie, I'm going to let you kind of sound off with the final question. And then I want for you, Tabitha, to kind of let everybody know, after Katie's done asking you this fancy last put you on the spot question, we planned this. We're going to put you on the spot. But no, we want to know how to find you. So Katie, I'll let you kind of sound off.
What do I want to ask? Well, honestly, I think I've seen you take one vacation since I've known you. So when is your next vacation? Where are you going? What are you doing?
I actually was gone almost every other week over the summer this year. This year has been totally different. I feel like it's the beginning of the end. My oldest went to college a couple weeks ago. And
your Quentin.
Yes, my Quentin went to college.
Quentin. Mm-hmm. Yep, great name.
College.
So I really did try and take as many moments as I could over the summer with the kids and with Matt, and just try and pull myself away, because work, gosh, I mean, especially in a job, which Katie, I'm sure you feel it too. Like, people call and they're like, I'm in pain and I'm hurting and I need help. And it is just heartbreaking to try and say no and make time for yourself and balance. Oh my gosh, balance will be my challenge till the end, I think. Because I'm just a bleeding heart for everybody. And I hate to see people in pain. So I did, though, I worked on everybody still, but I did it in between vacations.
Great.
So
it's great.
It's good. So I will say this, like, there, in my opinion, in this area, there's not a better place to do business. Like Fitness for the Soul. I mean, you got my business for life. I challenge anyone in this community that has never been, go. For those that have been, go back. You've got a great staff. You guys are serving the community. You guys have big hearts. You have a fantastic product and a fantastic location. How can people find you? What do you want people to? How do people follow you, Tabitha, online? And then how can you have people contact you?
Sure, we have a Facebook page on Facebook. It's Fitness for the Soul, and you can go to our website too. It's fitnessforthesoul.net, and that is FOR, Fitness for the Soul. And you can come into Nautilus. You don't have to be a member to come see us. And if you got little ones, we do have a playland. They do have specific hours, but you can put your kiddo in the playland, and it's kind of like McDonald's playland in there. It's pretty awesome. And you get to chill while they get worn out, and then hopefully you take them home and put them down for a nap. So we got a little bit of everything here inside Nautilus.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an executive decision real quick, because I do things like this. So whoever shares this the most, so I'm going to go through and look at everybody that shared, because I want, for those watching this on the replay, share it, please, for us. We're trying to grow this thing in our community. For those watching live, share it. Please share it. So for those that share this, I'm going to do a random drawing, and I and Katie are going to purchase a free massage on behalf of Wake Up Riverbend at Fitness for the Soul. So please, folks, share this out. We will do a random drawing. We will do the drawing tomorrow at 5 p.m. Okay. Tabitha, you've been an amazing guest. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know your time is limited. Katie and I were really excited about having you on, and I will see you. I'm in town the next 2 weeks. I will see you at the gym next week.
Awesome.
And, I greatly appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me on. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, we'll talk sooner than later.
All right. Bye-bye.
That was fun. I mean, she's truly amazing.
Yeah, that was a great interview. I knew that'd be a good interview. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I started the academy in 2017, and, we moved in June of 2017. Just to kind of watch what's happened in the last couple of years is just stupidly insane. It's really,
yeah, we didn't talk about a lot about her physical transformation, but if you look at her Facebook photos, you'll see some of her before and afters. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, she had 6-pack abs, and she was over 100 pounds. Like, it is so possible. She's kind of the epitome of that. Like, if you want to do it, you can make it happen. And I love that. I think that's great.
And some people look back, they go, well, I'm 40. I don't want to try it now. Or I'm 35, or I'm 52. Well, I shouldn't do that. I don't want to try this new business, or it's so late. I'm not going to try working out now. I mean, my life's over. We have to stop that simplistic mindset. That is total BS. That is a lie, and, I'll tell you what, I'm really digging this show, Katie, for a couple of reasons. One, I get to spend more time with you. Our time's limited, so it's nice to spend time together, but we get to celebrate our community, and celebrating entrepreneurship. We've talked about this from the very beginning. We just don't do it enough. We don't do it enough. We celebrate weddings. Unfortunately, we get together. We have to go to funerals. It's part of life. We get together at funerals. We get together at weddings. We get together at maybe random special birthdays. But we don't celebrate people in entrepreneurship enough. When's the last time you had a friend start a new company and you held a huge barbecue for that person, right? I mean, we just don't celebrate entrepreneurship like we should, because it's so risky. I love seeing people take chances and, jumping on the dark side. It's not easy, So I appreciate you at the highest level. Okay, am I going to see you this weekend? Are we going to get together?
I think so. Saturday night.
Let's get together Saturday. I want to see you.
You said we're going to rage. I'll be rage until like 9:15, 10.
Rage. I'm good. I'm good till 11. Like 11, I'm good. But here's what we'll do. So whoever shares this the most, Katie, we'll get together. I'll tally up who shared it. I'll throw the names in a hat. We'll draw somebody and we'll purchase them a free massage at Fitness for the Soul. So
love it.
Thank you, everyone, for supporting us. Katie and I have received an abundance of messages. And it sounds like, we're providing some value. We're trying to make an impact, and we're just getting started. Katie and I have made the decision to open up the opportunity to host these shows on Tuesday nights as well. So we're going to do Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and we'll let you know what's to come. We have a couple really fun guests in the works. I'm not going to share that just yet, but we've got a lot of really cool guests, and we just appreciate everybody supporting us. And get ready. There's more to come, my friends. So have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a great weekend. Have a safe Labor Day. Katie, girl, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good.